Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to review Starfield. Now, all disclosure, I have not completely beaten the game yet. In fact, I have explored a lot of the game so far, and after about nearly 20 hours of gameplay, and seeing pretty much all the features that are in here, there are still aspects of this game I have not figured out. There's still aspects of this game I have yet to see in terms of the story and this more of the side missions. But I've played enough. I think 20 hours in, I've played enough of this game to be able to give you my genuine opinion. Now, Starfield is been a game that's been hyped up by Xbox, by Microsoft, Xbox, and Bethesda for quite some time now. We've heard about this game for years. We've heard about this game. We've gotten footage from this game that has gone from worrying to good to decent. Obviously, Bethesda is kind of like after the whole Fallout 76 out debacle. I say debacle. Some people love that last. Some people enjoy that last Fallout. I couldn't get into it. It's this online thing, and I was just like, dude, this is not for me. I couldn't get into it. It was kind of boring. Like, I was like, just make a Fallout game. Fuck, damn it. And hell, and like even Fallout 4. Fallout fans enjoyed the hell out of that game and really loved that game. Really, like, some people love that game. Me, I thought Fallout 4 was good. It was one of those deals with Fallout 4 where I was expecting great, and I got good. You know what I mean? I was expecting greatness, like New Vegas, and I got good. Fallout 4 is not, it's probably as good or a little less than 3, but not as good as New Vegas. Fallout 4 is the third best Fallout. And there are aspects of that game that are much better than the other ones, obviously being able to run and whatnot, but from a storytelling perspective, from a decision-making perspective, it is lacking in compared to New Vegas and even Fallout 3. But I still enjoyed Fallout 4. But for a while now, it's kind of been Bethesda. I know Bethesda has made other things, but the big ones have been Skyrim, or aka Elder Scrolls, and the Fallout series. And we know that their next game is going to be Elder Scrolls. At least as far as I remember it being announced, their next game was going to be Elder Scrolls after this game. But Starfield was going to be a new game. It was being hyped up a lot, what they were going to do with it, the things they were going to do in it, the things that were going to be in this game. And me personally, I avoided the hype for this game entirely because, like, after after Cyberpunk, I kind of learned my lesson. And I thought I learned my lesson years ago with Andromeda, but I really learned my lesson with Cyberpunk. After Cyberpunk, which 2077, which to be fair, Cyberpunk isn't a bad, it's another game that's not a bad game, but the hype for it was so high, and the conversation around it was so up. I mean, you got Keanu Reeves, it was so much going on, and for the game to turn out to be just pretty good, that game was supposed to be game of the year, greatness, revolutionary, a game that people would be playing for like generations to come. Instead, ended up being a game that was buggy and a whole bunch of other issues. But with all that being said, a lot of that baggage went into me playing Starfield. And after 20 hours of playing it, I gotta tell you, I think it's a really damn good game. I don't know if it's great. I don't know if I'd go as far as great. Like, I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and immediately it was like, this is greatness. I played The Witcher 3. Well, I played The Witcher 3 in the back end, like after I had fixed all the patches and all that other stuff. I played it years after it had came out, like 3-4 years after it had already came out. But when I played it, I was like, this is greatness. Resident Evil 4, this is greatness. Like, there are certain games, like the Resident Evil 4 remake was greatness. There's certain games I play and I'm like, this is greatness. I play this and I'm like, this is a damn good game though. It is way better than I expected it to be. And it is a lot of fucking fun. There's so much to do. And it's fun, and it's always amazing to find an open world game where you can get lost in it. Like, genuinely speaking, today I'm recording this on a Sunday. I was like, I might do this today. I might do this today. But I got this game, and I just wanted to dive into it. And from a graphics standpoint, it does look like a upgraded version of Fallout 4. It does. It looks better than Fallout 4, but does look like Fallout 4 from a graphical standpoint, from the way things are designed, from the models of the characters, to the way the characters talk, to the design, to the dialogue choices. Like, so much of it is Fallout 4 and Elder Scrolls. Or Skyrim. Well, just Elder Scroll games in general. It's at times, which is the only real problem, like super problem. There are other small problems I do have with the game, which I might not even get into because they're just kind of like, problems. But one of the biggest problems is it looks so much like Fallout. Like, it feels so much like Fallout that, honest to God, sometimes I have to remind myself I'm not playing Fallout. Sometimes it just feels like Fallout in space. Like, and it's funny, but it does. It feels like Fallout in space often. It often feels like Fallout in space. And that's pretty much the biggest, detriment to the game that I can think of. I mean, like I say, there are some other, bad things, but overall, the characters are interesting. There's so many interesting subplots. The main story is very Mass Effect. And if I don't want to give away what happens, I just say that the main story is very Mass Effect, the OG trilogy Mass Effect. Your main protagonist finding an artifact that makes you see things, and which makes you valuable, and then you have to go chasing down the mysteries of that artifact to piece together. Like it's very Mass Effect in that way. But they really took from a lot of other games, and you can feel it. They're like, not only is this a lot of Fallout, this is kind of there's a lot of Outer Worlds feel to it. There's a lot of Mass Effect, like I said, Mass Effect feel to it. There's even, like with the ship, there's a lot of Squadron feel to the ship. I was very surprised with how much you can do with your ship, and how you can do the space battles, and how you can travel and go from planet to planet, and the planets are all so different and unique, and the vibe is different, and like you get missions just all throughout the place. There's just so much to do, and the customization with the ship, and what you can do with the ship, and you can buy new ships, bigger ships. It's just a lot. It's a lot, dude. And even the fact that you have to go around and find the minerals to then work on crafting things yourself, there's a lot in this game. I'm telling you, it's a game you can really get lost in. Really is. Like I say, if you're familiar with the Fallout games, then the combat system is about as the same as Fallout 4. So, except you don't got the bat in this one, so you gotta actually know what the fuck you're aiming at. Guns, just like in Fallout 4, some guns have special shit to them. Some guns are legendary and have special abilities, and some guns don't. There's a lot more things that have weight to them, and you have to really watch it, because unlike in the Fallout games and other games where grenades and certain things didn't have weight, whenever you picked up minerals, they didn't have weight. In this game, a lot of that shit does have weight. Things have weight that you don't even think about. So you'll just notice your fucking weight, how much your carrying weight get crazy. Except instead of in the Fallout games, and basically every other game, when you go over your carrying weight, you're fine. You can still move normally. You just can't fast travel. Everything with the ship is straight out of Squadron. From you being able to convert energy, the power in the ship to different things depending on what you're doing. If you need to get somewhere urgent, you can convert the power to the engine. You can convert most of the power to the engine. If you're in a gunfight, if you're about to give you in a dogfight, you can convert the power to the shields and the blasters. It's a very fascinating and cool thing that they did with the ship. Is being able to do that, and just the adjustments and upgrades you can make to the ship. Everything's so expensive, so you can't really do too much up top, but that is still very fun. Also, they did a lot of different things. It's a unique, different lock-picking system. It's like a kind of puzzle. The lock-picking system is a matching puzzle thing in this one, which once you figure it out isn't that bad, but in the beginning it was like, what the fuck is this? Also, the persuasion thing is a bit differently too. If you're a fan of the Fallout games, and basically any RPG that involves being able to persuade anyone, usually it just depends on how high your persuasion thing is. Or in this one, you have a certain amount of tries at saying things in a way that persuades the person. And they give you the percentages and the hot and the cold, and if you can pull off saying a certain thing, you can persuade them in one phrase. Or you can say smaller, safer things and have to persuade them slowly over the course of the conversation. And it's a very interesting persuasion system. Very interesting, because you can literally say one thing, one of the phrasing, and clear it and clear the little tallies you have to get on each conversation point. You can just clear it in one go, and bam, you talk them out of it. Or you could go slowly through it. It's a very like I say, it's a very interesting persuasion system that sometimes is just, it feels like it's a bit more lucky than actual, making things make sense. But I did find it a very interesting and a different spin on the persuasion system. I am very amazed about how far they were able to go with all these worlds. And that's why I say it feels like Outer Worlds often, because you travel to so many planets. It feels like a beefed up version of Outer Worlds, which kind of makes me wonder what the fuck Outer Worlds is going to do, because this is kind of, because like aspects of this game is what I kind of imagined Outer Worlds 2 was going to be. So it makes me even, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do in Outer Worlds. But I digress. Fun. There's some really interesting, fun characters you can have. You buy, and another cool thing too is that you have a bunch of crew members up to your that you can have join your team. Now you can only have, now the biggest ship I saw in the game is a massive ship where you can have 5 crew members, but you start off only able to have 2, I think. 2 or 3. I think you start off only being able to have 3 crew members on your ship. Now, one of the minor things that sucks is you can only have 1 companion. I'm still not a fan of the amount of stuff that does have weight, because certain things have weight that's just like, that's just stupid. I don't know why that has weight. Often, and they send you, often they don't tell you you have to. Now, some people might not have a big deal with this, but I do get annoyed that I have to check the environment every 5 seconds just to make and put the suit on before I even go out of the get off my ship, or I might fucking get something. You can get sick, you can get cold, you can get frostbite and things of that nature that affect you. Like I said, some of the movements and stuff are so very Fallout that it does kind of stand out to me as someone who's played all the Fallout games, at least the console versions. It does stand out to me a lot, the similarities to Fallout. I do think there's just a lot of certain things that would be a negative for me. That's why I'm having a hard time talking about it, because certain things that might be a negative to me, I don't think would be a negative to someone else. I think that someone else might be like, oh, I like that. So I can't really call certain things a negative. So overall, after 20 hours of playing Starfield, I'm having a blast. I love the game. I really do. I think it's a really damn good game. Like I say, it has issues. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, because while it has taken from all these other games, it's not like it's doing it better than all those other games. It's just unique to see certain features that you would have seen in other games all in one game. Like going around having to mine the ore and all the stuff with the ship and the sheer amount of planets you can go to, and the difference between all these planets you can go to, the dogfights, all these things are so unique, and it's so much, and it doesn't even feel like I scratched the surface of the game. I'm 20 hours in, and in my back of my mind, I'm like, I feel like this game is about to end, but it's not, because I'm like, I still got so much shit to do. It's a game you can get lost in, and if you're a sci-fi fan, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you're a fan of Mass Effect, you should do yourself a favor and play this game. It is very good, especially if you're a fan of sci-fi. You kind of feel like you're just like Guardians of the Galaxy too. If you're a Marvel fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, because you kind of feel like you're just this renegade space dude traveling the galaxy, doing whatever the fuck you want to, which is just badass. It's what we all wanted to do. Honestly, now I'm like, if Marvel ever wanted to make a Guardians game, I mean, if you can make it kind of like this, that would be dope. Hey, Marvel, hit Bethesda up and see if they can, be like, hey, let's copy and paste this shit. But overall, enjoy Starfield. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Honest to God, I'm loving the game. And I've seen some people have negative things to say about the game, but for me personally, I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. It's the best thing. It's, hopefully this could be a new franchise by Bethesda. I don't know how it's selling. I haven't seen anything on how it's selling. I got Game Pass, and a lot of people got Game Pass, so I don't know how that's going to factor into the sales. But overall, I enjoyed the fuck out of Starfield. Anyway, thank you guys for joining the Calgary Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.